Well, hello. And on the eve of the Canadian election, there is a lot of people wondering what is happening with the real estate market here on Vancouver Island. And all you have to do is hop on Facebook and waste an hour, and you can see how Canadians are feeling today. And it's extremely divided. I have my own personal political opinions that I'm not about to share here in this video, but what I am going to share is where we are here in the Comox Valley and the Campbell River area for the month of April 2025 and where real estate is. Is it selling? Is it sitting? Is it the seller's market, the buyer's market, or whose market is it today? Because I can tell you it's a little bit different than the Vancouver market right now. So I've put together a presentation for you, which I always love to do. My name is Heather Clifford with eXp Realty here on Vancouver Island. So let's get started. So we'll get started in this presentation talking a little bit about what our Vancouver Island Real Estate Board has to say about where things are today. We'll go over the statistics of the Comox Valley and the Campbell River area to get started. Please remember, if you want to talk about your own personal real estate needs, whether you're working with power of attorney, wills, estate sales, or just your own personal real estate, by all means, reach out. It doesn't cost anything, and I love to chat real estate. So we're starting with the media release that came out in March, and Jason Yoakum, who is our CEO of the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board, went on to say that although there is a continuing economic uncertainty surrounding the tariffs that were imposed by Trump's administration, the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board's housing market is proving to be fairly resilient thus far. And I have to say that that is true. So the sales activity in the first quarter of 2025 is about the same as last year and even up in some markets. And we're going to review those specific areas shortly. But he said it's too early to say what the long range impact of tariffs will have on the economy in general and the housing market specifically. That said, Vancouver Island is somewhat insulated because it remains a popular retirement destination for Canadians, and many retirees don't need to obtain mortgages, adds Yoakum. So once again, I have to say that I don't agree with that statement necessarily, especially in the communities where I'm living and working here on Vancouver Island. We have a lot of young families relocating, selling their properties on the mainland and in other provinces, and migrating here to Vancouver Island for all kinds of different reasons outside of retiring. I also did a little bit of AI researching, as I always do prior to doing my market updates, because if you blanket the entire Canada to talk about where we're at here on Vancouver Island, we're really going to have misinformation. So I Googled what was happening with the Vancouver real estate market and the Canadian real estate market at the same time. So it said the Canadian real estate market is experiencing a period of significant change and uncertainty, with both regional variations and overall national trends shaping the landscape. While some areas are experiencing a cooling off trend due to increased inventory and lower demand, others remain in the seller's markets with strong price growth. Overall, the market is transitioning from a period of rapid price increases to a more balanced state, with affordability concerns and economic uncertainty playing a role. So I can tell you it definitely is playing a role. What is happening in the United States to the tariffs here in Canada is going to affect a lot of Canadians. And when people are uncertain about their job, uncertain about their paycheck, how they're going to pay their mortgage, how they're going to feed their family, everyone is starting to freeze up here in Canada, and including the fact that we have an election this evening that is going to tell us our direction. And for the most part, Canadians are just kind of sitting wondering what the heck they are supposed to be doing with their lives at this time. And it generally is the way that Canadians are when there's election. However, we have an added piece in this equation, and that is what's happening south of the border and around the world right now. And it is impacting us, how we're feeling, what we're doing with our lives going forward. In this update, I'm going to strictly cover off Campbell River and the Comox Valley. We do cover 6 different zones. I can tell you the zone that we do not cover with the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board is the Victoria Board. And generally, if they sneeze, we catch a cold. Same goes for Vancouver. So if their markets are getting affected, eventually it is going to come this way. So for the very first month in this year, we actually went up in our benchmark pricing. And this is overall for the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board areas. So January 774,600. Then we dropped just so slightly in February, but that was a trend that was happening for the last 4 months is we were going downward. And this is the first month in 2025 that we saw a bump in the benchmark pricing to 791,200. It's not a big jump, but it definitely is in the other direction. So while other markets are not selling as much real estate and their prices are either holding steady or going downward, here on Vancouver Island, we've just seen for the first month an actual change upward in our benchmark pricing. If we look at the number of sales that have happened in the month of March from February, Campbell River really got hit by almost 30% less sales from February in the month of March. And then year over year, it is also down. So that was a little bit of a surprise for the Campbell River area, a little bit of a stagnant sales, so to speak. But look at the Comox Valley. They are up 6% over the same period last year. There was 48 sales in March of 2024. In March of 2025, there were 51 sales, but look at the difference in the sales month over month from February. That is quite a significant jump in sales. If we look at the single benchmark price in just our particular areas of Campbell River and the Comox Valley, and not that overall area that we had just looked at, we can see in Campbell River that our prices are up. So we were last month at 682,400, and this month in Campbell River, our benchmark price is sitting at $706,000. So it is up. And then the Comox Valley area is also up almost $20,000. And of course, Campbell River was up almost $20,000. So right now for the month of March, Comox Valley is sitting at $848,500. And last month they were $824,300. So this is quite, I would say, a significant jump, whereas we were looking at maybe $1,000, $2,000 in the previous months. We are seeing a big jump month over month. So in Campbell River, the benchmark price for a single family home today is $706,000, and that is up 3% over the previous year. And in the Comox Valley, year over year benchmark price rose by 1%. So if we look year over year, it's not a significant increase because the last few months we had been falling and falling and falling. But month over month, we are now back up. If you were looking at the condo market or the apartment market, Campbell River is up also 370,100 from the 365,900. We are also significantly up in the condo market. And that's because a lot of condos in the higher end have been selling. In the Comox Valley, we're sitting at 409,700, and that also is up over last month, which was just about 400,000. If we look year over year, we are also up because we were at 374,600. But look at this. If you go back 3 years ago, we were at 420,100. So 3 years ago, a condo was more expensive in the Comox Valley area and in the Campbell River area. And that's an interesting little statistic there. In our townhouse market, Campbell River is now 552,900, and that's just really up slightly $3,000 over last month. And over a year ago, it's about $25,000 up over last year. The Comox Valley, 557,800, and that is down $1,000 almost over last month. And a year ago, it's up about $7,000 over a year ago this time. If I was to say who is buying the real estate here in the Comox Valley and Campbell River area, I am really happy to say that we have a number of professionals coming in out of other areas. We've got doctors and lawyers coming and moving here, young families in different businesses. Those are the types of people that I've been working with over the last month. A lot of people are trying to get here and not able to sell their homes at this time. So that kind of is an effect that will get to us eventually. So if the people that want to buy our homes cannot sell their homes, we're not able to sell our homes when we have so many coming on the market. So we'll see if that affects us. Basically, what's really going to affect us is what happens down south. And then eventually people getting laid off here in Canada, losing their jobs, or getting less work. Those are the things that are drastically going to affect us down the road. We still have a number of foreclosures. I'm working on a few of them right now. Of course, because the Comox Valley and the Campbell River areas have aging population, and that tends to be what happens. If we look at our snapshot month over month, you can see that new listings are up, and I can tell you they certainly are. It's really nice if you're working with buyers right now because you have so much opportunity to show them more different types of properties. However, if you are in the market for anything under 700,000, that is a faster moving market in both Campbell River and the Comox Valley because there's not a lot of those properties coming on. Some of them do come on, but they are not in as good a shape or they don't have the biggest square footage, and therefore they are lasting on the market longer. Pending were basically about the same, but what I noticed was price decreases. So we've had a number of properties come on the market. They haven't sold. And because so many other properties are now coming on the market, if you are thinking you want to sell, you have got to sharpen your pencil and get your home priced for where it's going to entertain an offer. And that is why we are seeing more price decreases right now in our area. I have just listed a gorgeous, beautiful rancher. This rancher is about 2,000 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom and den. It sits on 7.17 acres of land with a second older home on the property and a massive big garage. This is a beautiful, serene piece of property. 15 minutes from downtown Courtenay, and it's just off of Williams Beach Road, so close to the ocean, and lots of biking activity in this area. This home on Sirius Road is just off of Williams Beach Road, as I said, being offered today at $2.250 million. So that's $2,250,000. I've also listed a home on Catherwood Road here in Black Creek. This is just shy of 1 acre, being offered at $1.650 million. It is also another beautiful rancher, 2,147 square feet. It is a 3-bedroom and den as well, and it has a 3-season kitchen off the back, and it is a lovely property in a beautiful area, very close to Saratoga Beach. And it also, as you can see from the picture, has a massive big garage with a workshop area, wood stove, and a full bathroom in that garage. Also in the back, you can't see, but it does have an area for an RV to be parked and a sandy dump. And they have gone ahead and brought the electrical down to the back of the property and made the provision with septic for a coach house if someone was considering building one down the road. I'm just listing this week 2.2 acres on Cameron Road, just outside of Courtney, for 1,385,000. This is a fully fenced property with 4 paddocks for horses. It does have a 2-bedroom carriage house, as you can see, so you can buy now and build later. Yake Road in Fanny Bay has had a nice little price adjustment. It is now being offered at 948,800. This is a lovely rancher-styled manufactured home that looks and feels just like a detached home with a separate 2-car garage. It sits on half an acre. What's special about this property are the spectacular views from the back of the house, all across the living room and off of the deck. It is beautiful, a lovely, lovely property, and it's being offered today at 948,800. Island Highway, this is a 2-bedroom condo, and it is one of the best priced condos in Campbell River on the Island Highway for the square footage, and it's $385,000. It is vacant. It's easy possession, quick move in as well. It's in a great location right there on the Island Highway. Surfside Drive has an accepted offer on it. We'll find out what's happening with that property later today or by tomorrow. It was a lovely, just over half an acre mobile home that needs a little bit of work on the inside, but all the heavy lifting, I like to say, has been done on the outside with an updated septic, metal roof, and new front door, back door, porch. A great little property being offered at Stories Beach, a couple of blocks from the beach, $558,000. This was a probate sale that I had listed that has not completed its probate, but we do have an accepted offer on it. I had 12 showings in 24 hours, and it was a quick sell. More properties like this would be appreciated. We have now sold the property at 8839 Driftwood Road, just down from me. That was a lovely property. The home has great potential as well, so I'm very happy for my seller to be moving on. We've also sold Piercy, so that Cumberland, or the commercial property on Cumberland and the property on Piercy, are both now sold. As well as this house on Martin Park is sold. We're waiting for completion. We're waiting for completion on James, the 2-acre. That property is also sold. And Timberline, we're also waiting for completion on that property. That was a quick sale in Campbell River. So remember to get out and vote tonight. It's going to be a very exciting evening at my home, as well as the coming weeks ahead for all of us as Canadians. Take care, everyone. My name is Heather Clifford, eXp Realty, here in the Comox Valley and Campbell River area. Have a great day.